So old hagbag Mama Nancy Pelosi, got confronted by protesters at Arizona State University. Students at Arizona State University disrupted old Nancy Pelosi, and she had her whole entire event ruined. So before we pull up this article here, I just find it great. I find it beautiful. I find it outstanding that we are seeing multiple people protesting Nancy Pelosi and these politicians. Now, this took place yesterday during the eclipse, but let's go ahead and pull up this video here. It's of Nancy being confronted, old hagbag Nancy.
You are.
Hold on.
Nancy Pelosi, you are complicit in genocide. The blood of over 15,000 Palestinian babies is on your hands. How can you be a Democrat and say you hold democratic values while over 100,000 innocent Palestinian civilians have been massacred with bombs that you paid for? We will not be shamed into voting for you or Genocide Joe and your massacreist policy. My family back home in Palestine is being killed. Their blood is on your hands. And David Axelrod, shame on you and every one of the Democratic elite that want to shame us for voting for Genocide Joe. 80% of Democrats support a ceasefire. Shame on you.
Oh, wow. See, everyone else being complicit lemmings. So several people were escorted out of an event, and this is something that took. Hold on, I don't care about cookies right now. So multiple pro-Palestinian protesters interrupted campus event featuring old Mama Bear Nancy. Don't tell that to AOC. She'll probably be like, "You guys, Mama Bear's gonna take it out on me." Several people were escorted out of an event featuring Representative Nancy Pelosi in a protest of the ongoing conflict in Gaza. Pelosi, the 52nd Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, visited ASU on Monday for a Democracy at Work series with David Axelrod. Oh boy, talk about a heavy hitter, right? So, anyways, to talk about democracy, diversity, and government. Oh, isn't that special? The discussion featured conversations about the state of democracy in the U.S., covering a wide range of topics from legislation priorities to the importance of civic engagement. The event was interrupted multiple times by pro-Palestinian student protesters, while a larger protest chanted outside. 5 protesters disrupted the speakers with chants and speeches inside the event before being removed by security. They staged their interruptions, being removed from the event at various times. The protest was organized by the Arizona Palestinian Solidarity Alliance, the Party for Socialism and Liberation Arizona chapter, Students Against Apartheid. Around 25 students and community members attended the protest outside of the Rob and Million Walton Center for Planetary Health. Oh, isn't that nice? I don't think they will win the next election because the people are seeing their silence in this genocide, Corando said. I just said Nancy Pelosi will not be reelected. Joe Biden will not be elected. Again, all these people have been protesting Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi has accused the people disrupting her events of being paid by Russia. And I'm not being paid by Russia. I'm the daughter of 2 illegal immigrants. I was born in Arizona. I'm a service worker. The only people I'm being paid by is the restaurant I work for. And see, Nancy Pelosi continues to talk about this, continues to start disrespecting people. Here she was, Nancy Pelosi was asked what she would say to the protesters outside her house. I don't know who they are. Are you want Donald Trump? Who benefits Donald Trump? Putin. There's a connection there. So all the people there protesting in front of her house are Putin puppets.
We were talking, Madam Speaker, in the commercial break as you sat down about the stakes of this election as you've seen them. You've watched firsthand. You were inside the Capitol on January 6th. You experienced a horrific incident.
Oh, God, January 6th. That was a clown show. January 6th was nothing but a clown show. It was a joke. And what? There are so many latte drinking, mimosa drinking liberals who are like, oh, Nancy, you were just so stunning and so brave. Oh, the protesters and the people stormed the Capitol building, even though the cops opened the goddamn doors. And this lady, by the way, hey, vote blue no matter who, you little pink pussy hat MFers. You think she cares about a woman's right to choose? Democrats had decades to do the right thing to codify Roe v. Wade. Obama said it wasn't politically expedient, even though he had a supermajority in the Senate and House. You think Nancy Pelosi gives a damn of what's going to be happening with a woman's right to choose? No, she doesn't. The Democrats could have stopped that, especially what happened last year, decades ago, if she cared. She doesn't. She doesn't care about women here in the United States. And yet she profits off of, yes, that's right, dumb liberal sheep to support her. Like good abusive spouses would, okay? She doesn't care. And also, do you want to know what else she cares about? Her portfolio. She's one of the richest congresswomen in U.S. history. You know what she cares about? Her money. Where every red cent goes. Expanding her portfolio. Making more money. Not women's rights. Not progressive policies. Not democracy. It's all about the money for Hagbag Nancy. And of course, ice cream as well. Because it's good morning. A Sunday morning.
In your own family because of the climate and the culture of what's going on right now in this country. So where do you see the stakes? What do you say to even some of those progressives who are protesting outside your house saying, we're not going to vote for Joe Biden because of what he's doing in Israel? What do you say to voters who may be shaky on Joe Biden about the stakes of this one-on-one matchup?
Well, I don't know if they're progressives outside my house. I don't even know who they are outside my house. But in terms
protesting his handling of the war, yeah.
Yeah, but I know my protesters. I represented my district a long time. I got the biggest vote of any Democrat in California. They said, "Oh, you're not reflecting your district." No, I got the biggest vote of any Democrat.
That's her rewriting history. Voter enthusiasm is at an all-time low. You only got your supporters helping you out because many people are too stupid to realize that you are a hack fraud, that you're a neoliberal sellout. How's the great state of California? Hey, folks, to my California audience, have you made your escape? Are you planning your escape out of California? Now, I'm one to talk because Chicago's got its problems, okay? But I've been hearing some horror stories in California. Tell us about your escape from L.A. or San Diego or San Francisco or the entire state as a whole.
In California. Some of these people I don't know who they are. Some are the usual suspects, but largely they are, I don't know what they are. But nonetheless, for those who are saying that, oh, you want Donald Trump of Muslim ban fame? You want Donald Trump who says he wants people coming from nice countries? You want Donald Trump, who's anti-LGBTQ, anti-women's right to choose. You want Donald Trump, who was standing in the way of the Republicans in the House of Representatives for giving humanitarian assistance.
She must have had way too many martinis. Lady, first of all, you're projecting, you're deflecting, and no one outside your house is asking for Donald Trump to be president. What they're saying is that they don't want to vote for you because you're not representing their values, and nationwide, many voters are feeling the same fucking way, Nancy. So many Americans are right now struggling to make ends meet. Home ownership becoming a legend at this point. People can't even afford to pay for their apartments. People can't afford to pay for medical bills. Hell, people can't afford to pay their bills at all, period, or go to the grocery store without being bled dry. Hell, getting a full tank of gas is becoming a legend now. Our infrastructure is falling apart. We're stuck in unending wars. We got corrupt politicians getting big time rich off the stock market. We've got corruption running amok all across this nation. And yet, what you're assuming what the people want Trump and be controlled by Putin? No one's asking for that. What they're asking for is leadership, but we can't have leadership because it's corrupt. The psychopaths are running the entire institution at this point. We have no accountability. And yet she's saying, oh no, hold on, we're going to rewind that again. She's saying, oh no, Donald Trump, who's anti-LGBTQ. Weren't the Democrats one time anti-LGBTQ? I remember Obama and Hilt Dog herself saying, marriage should be a man between a woman. I remember them saying that. The LGBTQ community, remember, they said one thing and then they miraculously changed their mind because they wanted your vote. And they assumed that people would be suckers enough to do so. And a lot of people across the spectrum, no matter what generation, fell for that trap. Oh, what? You don't think a politician won't lie to you? Think Obama and Hillary Clinton really give a damn about anybody of any demographic? They're politicians. They don't like you. just like Nancy doesn't like you. You think the Democrats give a damn about the kids in cages? The kids are still in cages. Hell, in many of the sanctuary cities, there's smallpox and measles being happening, and especially in the city of Chicago, in the sanctuary shelters. That's happening. You think the Democrats care about the fact that we are in World War III? They're still pushing these wars. Don't fall for it. But that old hag bag wants to deflect. You gotta be careful because Trump and Nancy Pelosi, you gotta do what I say.
To the Palestinians to the tune of billions of dollars. What is their agenda? So, some of it is spontaneous, sincere, and real.
Wow, she struggled there for a minute. Let's listen to that again. Because she probably needed her fifth martini after that.
The Republicans in the House of Representatives are giving humanitarian assistance to the Palestinians to the tune of billions of dollars. What is their agenda? So, some of it is spontaneous, sincere, and real, and organic. Some of it, I make a distinction between AstroTurf and grassroots, and some of it is AstroTurf. So who benefits from it? Donald Trump. Who benefits?
It's Donald Trump, and it's Putin. It's these people. It's Trump. It's Putin. It's Trump. It's Putin.
From Donald Trump, Putin. There's, in my view, a connection there.
We'll be talking much more as this election year goes on.
Yeah.
Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi, nice to have you in New York with us this
Yeah,
morning.
and we fully intend to win the election. We're going to win the House. The president will be reelected, and Chuck Schumer feels good about the Senate. So we just have to, we've made a decision to win. We will win. Our democracy is at stake.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Great to see you.
Nice to see you.
But hold. It gets crazier. Here's Representative Nancy Pelosi discussing the recent letter to not send aid pending investigation into aid worker deaths, options for Biden. She says, I'm not a fan of having conditions on aid to Israel. And she wonders why people are protesting in front of her house.
Yeah.
President Biden had a phone call with Prime Minister Netanyahu last week, expressed real unhappiness with how the war is being conducted in Gaza. I know a number of Democrats have done the same, particularly after that strike that killed those humanitarian workers. The Prime Minister yesterday said, look, I'm setting a date for a Rafah invasion. That's still going to go ahead. He didn't say when that would be. You are among those who have said aid to Israel, military aid to Israel, should be conditioned. Explain to us what you mean, what conditions and why.
Well, let me be very specific. The letter was about the attack on the
aid workers.
She had her senile moment right there. The aid workers. Hold on. Listen to that again.
Who have said aid to Israel, military aid to Israel should be conditioned. Explain to us what you mean, what conditions and why.
Well, let me be very specific. The letter was about the attack on the
aid workers.
The workers. It said, until there is an investigation. And they said they were doing an investigation. Now, I think the investigation should be an independent one. And I said that early on, and Secretary Blinken said that, Jose Andres said that. It should be an independent one. But nonetheless, that letter said there should be an investigation. It didn't enlarge the issue to everything else. Now, you have to know that we have the Leahy language in the law, which says if we give you assistance, as we do give to Israel, you cannot interfere with our giving humanitarian assistance. So there's some...
She's struggling. She's 80 years old. This is an old senile bat. This is an old senile bat that doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground. She doesn't know what's going on. All she knows is that she has to read her script. This is elder abuse right now. Here, watch again.
Key language in the law, which says that if we give you assistance, as we do give to Israel, you cannot interfere with our giving humanitarian assistance. So there's some help conversation that will be had about this in the Senate and in the House. It's really such a tragedy. Look, October 7th was barbaric. It was horrible what they did to the Israeli people and the rest. Hamas is a terrorist organization. We need to free the hostages, all of the hostages.
Those hostages are gone. If they're still alive, they're buried under tons and tons of rubble. Okay, Nancy? Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that these two are thinking, my God, we have such a corrupt politician. This is the example of a failing democracy, a failing media landscape. This lady's in her 80s, right? You know, what kind of institution and global superpower have people this age wielding this much power? This should tell you that we are a decaying republic.
But nearly 33,000 people dying, people starving, hydration, famine, and the rest. There has to be a better way.
Mika?
And so, Madam Speaker, on that note, what are some of the opportunities or options for President Biden in terms of trying to forge a better path here? It seems Bibi Netanyahu is really dug in on a number of things. Do you think that conditions on aid should be put in place? And if they are put in place, what would they be?
Mika, blink twice if you need help. She's practicing. Mika, you shut your mouth.
Well, I've not been a fan of having conditions on aid to Israel. We give Israel the aid we give them because it's in our national security issue interest to do so. And that has been our tradition. But I do, the president has not said if they cross the red line in Rafah, what he would do. But I'll tell you what he has been doing. And people should know this, and especially try to say this to all the people in front of my house in the middle of the night and the rest. The president has been advocating for humanitarian assistance to the Palestinians. The Republicans in the House of Representatives have held it up.
When have we seen this? What? Biden caring about the residents of Gaza, the Palestinian people? When? She already admitted herself right there, live on air, that she doesn't like the terms and conditions that would prevent aid from going to Israel. She's saying to all of you as well, especially to you, the Vote Blue No Matter Who sycophants, that she wants you guys to be silent and obedient, complicit. And for those who do protest against Nancy Pelosi, you're somehow with Trump and Putin. This is the face of a professional liar. Either that's someone who doesn't even know where they're at anymore.
And yet, to hear these people go out there and say, oh, genocide, Joe, all that, not to repeat what they say, but nonetheless, he's the one who's been advocating for it. The House of Representatives has held that up, as you know.
But you said it yourself that you don't like conditions, terms being put on Israel. Because, Nancy, you get that AIPAC check.
But in addition to that, one of the plans that they put forth to give aid to Ukraine has no humanitarian assistance. So there has to be some recognition of what is holding up this assistance to the Palestinians, because, I mean, humanity, as Jose keeps saying, we've got to support humanity in all of this. So I can't really answer that except to say what our law is, that if we give you assistance, you cannot interfere with our giving humanitarian assistance for this.
Yeah, it sounds so great, you crazy old bat, because look at this right there. Nancy Pelosi. Oh, look at that. And Hakeem Jeffries. Two of AOC's favorite people. You know, I don't know how else to end this or how to give this a final word in segment, but this once again should reaffirm and should once again show all of you that it's very fine and okay to be critical of these jagoff politicians. So I want to give the final words of something that we saw last year. Do you guys want to see a work of art? Here. This was from last year. And this was not at the recent Arizona student protests, but this was from last year. May this bring you joy and warmth in your heart. Shout out to Jose Vega and Kynan.
You know, Pelosi, that's a very good place for you in the depths of hell, because for some reason you have a very bad obsession of getting us into war. Hey, why is it that you did not admit that there were no WMDs in Iraq?
Beautiful. Everyone's boo.
It's
all right.
Now over 90% of those people are impoverished and are dying. God should tell the truth about Nord Stream. Why did we destroy Nord Stream? We're leaving millions of Germans without energy. You have a master getting us into war.
Boom.
People like you should be arrested. You are a war criminal. Hey, Congresswoman! I came to see a warmonger, but you're a saddle. What happened? When you went to Taiwan, were you?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Hold on. Sorry. We're rewinding that. Hold on. Because that was beautiful. All right. I'm sorry. I won't pause anymore. We're going to listen to that one more time. This was from last year, so don't get it twisted.
You are a war criminal. Hey, Congresswoman! I came to see a warmonger, but you're a saddle. What happened? When you went to Taiwan, were you looking for Ukraine? Did we blow up the Nord Stream on accident or on purpose? Did you know about that? Aren't you supposed to be part of the indictment tomorrow? You're a war criminal by definition, Miss Pelosi. You got some nerve. Is that why you're here in Manhattan? Is that why you're here? Because you're getting indicted tomorrow, you goddamn war criminal? How many people have died in your fucking name? Huh? How many people have died because of Iraq? All of you forgot about Iraq? Get out of here! Iran, Libya, Syria. Dodd-Frank was always never gonna work.
And you gotta love these white liberals, man. These are the people who would be complicit under a first name Adolf, last name Hitler's regime. These are the same people that would be complicit if they saw the slave trade, okay? None of these people are fighters, okay? It takes a brave soul to step up. All those people in that crowd, all these people who are subservient to voting blue no matter who. This is my direct statement to all of you. None of you would be resistance fighters. None of you have what it takes because you're not serious people, because you're so subservient to Biden, Chucky Boy Schumer, and Nancy.
If we don't deal with the $600 trillion in derivatives, then there's no chance for this economy. Don't you see it all fail? None of it works. None of it works. We need to steal the Democrats and stupid.
And then you land your plane in Taiwan. We want a war with China at the same time. We want to all have nuclear bombs dropped on our heads. We live in Manhattan.
I have to ask you to leave. Thank you.
By the way, Lyndon LaRouche is back in a big way, and I'm here on behalf of everybody who loves peace and not war with Russia and war with China and a new hot war with the East.
Shout out to all the people who disrupt. Shout out to the protesters now who are calling out these politicians. Make them uncomfortable. They don't deserve a moment's peace. People like Nancy, Chucky Boy Schumer, Biden, they're not authentic. And I hope to see more of it. I said that the 2024 election cycle is going to be interesting, and it will be, especially with the DNC convention here in Chicago. And surprise, surprise, the DNC and the city of Chicago are preventing activists and organizers from protesting in front of the United Center in the McCormick Place because they don't want to see dissenting voices. They want to show a party, a unity. Fuck that.